Hi everyone, I am Vismaya Rubin, founder of Living in Gratitude Today, teacher, speaker, best-selling author, but my favorite role is that of a gratitude gangsta. What? So we're here on day 4 of our 6-day exploration in the Principles of Nonviolence by Dr. Martin Luther King, and we're comparing how these principles of nonviolence correlate to the laws of gratitude. So Principle 4 says, nonviolence holds that suffering can educate and transform. Let me say that again. Nonviolence holds that suffering can educate and transform. Nonviolence accepts suffering without retaliation, and unearned suffering is redemptive and has tremendous educational and transformational possibilities. So the idea is that when something happens to us, rather than go, woe is me, find what it is I'm supposed to learn. Find out what are the lessons that I'm supposed to learn. Maybe they're not lessons. What can I learn from this situation? How can I grow from this situation? Even if it's not pleasurable, even if it was not something that I sought after, even if there was no wrongdoing on my part, when I'm suffering, when I'm going through something, I get to look for the moments of growth, moments of gratitude, the places I get to learn from. And it's not always easy. And that was one of the things that King taught. Like, what do we get to learn as all of this is going on? And I've, as a woman, as a white woman in 2020, I've never experienced what people of color have experienced. I was not in the civil rights. I wasn't born at that time. But I can only imagine being discriminated against and pushed in a corner because of the color of my skin. I can only imagine how I would feel, knowing how I feel right now when I see injustice, how I would feel as the person or the victim of injustice. I don't know if I would have been one that would have been able to be strong enough to hold these principles, because the first principle of nonviolence is a way of life for courageous people, which means it takes a lot more power to find the lesson. That's what Principle 4 is saying. Nonviolence holds that suffering can educate and transform. And again, Principle 1, nonviolence is a way of life for courageous people. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of willpower, a lot of personal strength to look for what it is the lesson I'm supposed to be learning, the lesson I'm supposed to be learning, how I can transform not only myself but my community. That takes a lot more effort than it does to lash out. So if King didn't believe this, if King did not have that philosophy, things might have turned out a lot different in the civil rights movement. But he had a group of people, his core people, he trained people in this philosophy and said, listen, what is happening to us is unjust. It was not called for, it was not asked for. But how can we learn from this situation and transform it and make it better so that our next generation doesn't deal with that? The people that we love don't have to deal with that. And as it ties to gratitude, it's the same thing. If something happens to you, it's okay for a moment to go, woe is me, and to feel sad and to feel frustrated. But after that, what is it you're supposed to be learning? What is it you're going to get out of this situation? How can you grow? How can you make yourself a better person so that you're able to impact social change? You're able to do things that make a difference, not only for yourself, but for somebody else. Or so that you never have to go through that lesson again. The idea is that whatever we're going through, however we're suffering, makes us stronger, makes us more powerful, makes us bolder, and makes us more compassionate. Because when we're compassionate for others, right, we are able then to ask for compassion for us. So I invite you to take that on. Next time you go through a challenging situation, rather than lash out and get frustrated and upset, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what am I supposed to be learning here? What is the message? What am I supposed to be learning? What is the message? How can I take this to educate myself and educate other people? So please stay with us, jump back in, let us know how these principles are actually, applied in your life. If you're getting something out of these videos, share them. Let people know about the Living in Gratitude Today movement And feel free to join us tomorrow for principle number 5 in our 6-day study of Martin Luther King's principles of nonviolence. Thank you.